Let me see. All right, first and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatham, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakadash, on the give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shout out to the whole Philip, start with the 144,000. Shalom. All right, so title of this lesson would be, secret agenda. And we know as these riots and going on, things and such, as these things been going on throughout the world, and the ones who in the spiritual eye, they see it, right? And the ones who not, they're lost. They like Scripture said, they out in the street like your son's daughter out in the street like a wild bull, or paraphrasing, right? But first piece I want to bring out, we was kind of iterating this yesterday at the camp. We never kind of really brought it out. We won't go into it though real fast, right? It's Revelation 12 and 11, right? He said, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, right? The blood of the Lamb, you see it right here, is how it shall laying down for us, but it's also the word of the truth, understanding this truth, right? But what I want to go into, right, it says by the word of their testimony, right? They overcame him by understanding the truth, understanding his word, right? So we're going to go right here to Revelation 19 and 10, right? And I start at verse 9, right? He said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Who's that Lamb? Yahweh Shah, right? He said unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh, right? So we in this spiritual marriage with Yahweh Shah. Meaning we not taking no account of dealing with anything other than this truth in his word, doing anything other than Yahweh Shah, right? Because we know Revelation 21 tells us, right? Right? Revelation 21 and 2, right? It says, and I saw John, the holy city. It's like, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So these are parables and things that, are used to show you that how close and how tight the elect is with Yahweh Shah, man. Right? These are the ones who understand the truth, understand these sayings, right? These are the ones who are going to be able to overcome these things that, these things that Esau trying to put out and a secret agenda that other people can't see, right? But he said they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, right? So let's see what that testimony is. At verse 10, right? He says, I fell at his feet to worship him. He said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah, right? So that testimony we're talking about, and by the word of that testimony, right? What is that testimony? Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy, man, right? So we understand that this is prophecy being fulfilled, right? We understand that Esau's secret agenda that they trying to hide and try to profess to think nobody gonna see it, but we know, right? It's all of the Most High will, right? Real fast, let me go to Daniel 4 and 17, right? And it reads, it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and demand by the word of the holy ones, right? Which is the prophets, this is statement in this truth, right? He said, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, right? And give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over the basis of men. So we know that the Most High set Esau up over this place. We know that the Most High rule all this, everything that's going on, the Most High said going on. Right, the Most High deal with the left hand spirit, he deal with the right hand spirits, right? And said, let's see, might be First Kings. I think it's Second Kings though. Just want to bring out right. Might be First Kings 22. Right? I just want to bring out real fast. First Kings 20:19 says, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord Yahweh. I saw the Lord Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him. Right, the host of heaven is what, the angels. Right, that's why you always talk about the Lord of hosts. Right, because when Yahweh Shah come and crack that sky, Yahweh Shah come, it's gonna be him and all the angels coming. Right, and they ready to come destroy this place, man. Right? He come and destroy this place. You know it's going to be fierce because he come with Michael the Archangel, man. right? We know they finna come on it, right? But it says, I saw all the hosts of heaven standing by him, right? The angels of spirits, right? He said, by him on his right hand and on his left, right? So he got angels on the right and angels on his left. And as you continue reading on, right, you can go read this 1 Kings 22:19 and on down. You will really see that the Most High sent a lion spirit into the mouth of one of the king's prophets to lie to him, to deceive him, to mess him up, right? Because everything is of the Most High will, man. Right? The Most High got the left hand spirit, he got the right hand spirit. You know, you got the good man in the movie, you got the evil man in the movie. The good man like a bad man. To the end of the movie, you realize the bad man, the evil man is really the worst kind. He really cruel as hell, but you don't see it to the end of the movie, which we're getting to now, right? Esau's being exposed, and that secret agenda is being exposed, is being brought out, right? Because we know, let's see, Amos 3:7, right? It says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his prophets and servants. So these are the things we get through the spirit of prophecy, man. Through that comfort that comes upon us, we get the secret, the dark side of things, the things of this book that people don't see, people don't understand, right? And you have Esau, who had that secret agenda, right? Because we know that Esau is the Most High sword, man. We know Esau, that's the Most High sword. The Most High put them in position, right? Let's see, Isaiah 10:6, right? It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mirror of the street. So we know Esau gonna come through on one, right? Because it's all the Most High doing. The Most High put them in the position that they're in for them to do what they're doing, right? Psalm 17, right? Hiding from them which are your sword, right? You know, that's why Yahweh Shai gonna come with that sword. He's gonna take that sword from him once again, right? As we've been reading, you can understand the reincarnation, right? Isaac, Yahweh Shai, same spirit. Isaac, the father of Esau, gave him that sword. That same spirit for him to come back and take it from him, man, right? As Yahweh Shai. But staying in there, I want to go to Isaiah 29, right? In verse 15, right? It says, woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. So they doing these things as if that they're going to be sneaky and creep up on you, as if they're going to be sneaky and get you. And the ones who ain't got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, they don't know. That's why you see them out there protesting. That's why you see them out there rioting. That's why you see them out there in that uproar going crazy. But to the men who in the truth, we see it, we understand that it's prophecy. Like I was just watching the brother lesson, the spirit hit me even going to this, because I was just watching the brother lesson, right? And he was going into that, man. He was showing videos, things that said that certain people are understanding that this is all a setup, man. This is all a setup. And we was even talking about this yesterday at the camp as well, right? This is all a setup, right, for Esau to come out and make you go rowdy, go turn, just like they did Gad when they came over here. How you think they got Gad? They land, calling them savage, calling them these things, get them to go crazy just so they can bring their power down on you, so they can have a quote unquote reason, man. Right? That's why they unrighteous, man. They're wicked, they deceitful. They get you, they trick you out and deceive you, and then boom, use that deceit on you. And that's what they're doing to the world right now, man. Right? That's what they're doing to the world right now. Right? It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Right? But once again, we just read Amos 3:7. We just read Daniel 4:17. The Most High ruled this, right? So Israel is the Most High, is the apple of the Most High eye. We just read Amos 3:7 that he revealed his secrets to the prophets. So these things that they think that's certain things that we don't see, right? But the Most High sees everything, and the Most High reveals unto us the things that we need to see to do what? Revelation 12:11. Right? To overcome him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, the spirit of prophecy. So we know that these are prophecies being fulfilled in order for us to get to the kingdom. So we see these things. We're not confused by the fact. Let's go to it real fast. 1 Corinthians 2 and bear with me. Might be 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, let Satan should get advantage of us. Let he get advantage of us. Right? How can he get advantage of us? If we confuse, if we confound in his ways, if we're not wise, right, in the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, and the people not wise in the spirit, they are in the flesh, they up wrong because how they feel, right? Up wrong because they heart and that flesh is telling them to get out there and go do that, but the spirit telling us to sit back. Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai is working for you. This was set to come. This was supposed to happen. This supposed to happen, right? We see, oh yeah, bet this good. We getting close to our kingdom, man. Right? Our salvation is nearer our salvation is near, man. Our salvation is getting closer and closer. We were told that we was going to go through these things. We were told it's going to get bad. We were told Jacob trouble was going to come. And we've been telling you, those watchmen, we've been telling you over and over, hey, these times going to come. Right? But that's a title for, that's a lesson for another day. Right? But the point being this lesson is that Esau's secret agenda, man. They want you to get out there and go crazy. They want you to get out there and act the fool. Go savage. Go crazy. Right? Just so they can do what? Right? I'm gonna bring up this definition that the brother had just like it. That the brother had search it up real fast. Got this definition. I was watching the brother lesson, right? And it hit me in spirit because the people really don't see it, man. Right. Right. Or dope ad chaos, right? I'm saying it right. Is a Latin phrase meaning order out of chaos. It signifies the creation of order and structure from a state of disorder or randomness, right? The phrase suggests that it is possible to find or create meaning organization within seemingly chaotic or random situation, right? And you see what's going on, man, right? They trying to get order out of chaos, meaning what, right? Just as much as the brother was talking about, right? They're trying to bring in that martial law. They're trying to institute that draconian, right? And I got that draconian right here, right? Draconian of laws or application excessively harsh and severe. They're trying to bring that dragon system, that draconian system into play, right? They trying to sneak that. They trying to bring that secret agenda in, right? Title of the lesson, right? Esau's secret agenda. But what you don't understand is if you've been paying attention to the prophets, elders, as you've been seeing, right? One of the things we overcome by the spirit of prophecy. What is one of those prophecies that's going to be set, right? This is what we was going into yesterday at the camp as well, right? Jeremiah 49:7, right? But I'm gonna read this one, right? 2 Thessalonians 3, Salakia. I'm all over the place. 1 Thessalonians 2. Right? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Real fast said, let no man deceive you by any means, for that they shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that happened, right? 70 AD, the Romans invade, right? Which we're in the revived Roman Empire now, but the Romans invade Jerusalem, right? People fled all over, start losing their heritage, things of that such, being so far away, moving farther away from our land, right? That falling away happened, right? It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So who's being revealed? Esau's being revealed, man. His ways and all his things that he's doing are being revealed. So therefore, right? It says, let Satan should get an advantage of us. They can't, because the Most High, one of those prophecies that we're gonna overcome this beast is through the blood of the Lamb, right? And the words of His testimony, and that's that spirit of prophecy. That comfort comes upon us, and allowing us to see these things and understand things going on. So let Satan should get an advantage of us. He can't. Why? For we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of those secret agenda that he tried to bring out and try to put. Right? We're not ignorant of him trying to get out and rowdy up the people and get them to go out there and protest and things of that such. Right? Get them to go out there and go crazy just so they can what? Order out of chaos, so they can push in the martial law, so they can push in right the chip, so they can push in that secret agenda. That's their whole objective. They want a reason to do it, right? You know, but they don't want you to think that they just doing it for no reason. But this all the secret agenda, because why? When you understand it, man, Trump is just a puppet. Trump is just a puppet, man. Trump is just the person who get up there and do it, right? But when you understand it, right, you got that secret. You got the Oppenheimers. You got the Rothschild. You got the Rockefellers. You got the illuminated ones. Lucifer, man. Those illuminated ones, right? Those ones that's behind the scenes who really calling the shots. If I'm not mistaken, when we talk about the three, it's like, let's go to it real fast. Revelation 16. I got it right here in my notes. When they talk about the unclean spirits that come out of the Father's mouth, when you go into it, when they talk about Vatican City, right? I want to say that's where I had it right here in one of my notes. But that's where the Rothschilds are at, if I'm not mistaken. They're in Vatican City, man. That's where they be at, right? And those three spirits, right? You gotta see them the ones who really call the order. And I think in the UK something like that. No, the brother see this, correct me if I'm quoting the wrong thing that says, but I had it in my notes and on one of the scriptures. But right, if I'm not mistaken, they be in Vatican City, right? But when you understand it, though, the point being, what I'm saying is those people who run the things behind the scene. Trump is just a puppet. Trump is just out here. He just, hey, we gonna do this. We gonna do this, right? But this is their secret agenda they've been trying to set for what? That new world order, man. That draconian system for them to establish for eternal life. That's what they trying to fight for. That's their whole objective. So this kingdom can last forever, right? We'll go back to Isaiah and read this real fast. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their land after their name. So they want this, right? They want this to go on forever, man. Right? They want this to go on forever and ever. They trying to fight for eternal life. That's why they coming out with this artificial system. This everything digital, everything AI. And I was just telling the brother about the Lorax. If you ever watched the Lorax, how they have, we got how the outside world is blocked off because the outside world was dead, right? And it's also a movie, the 100. Things just such, man. They show you not a movie, but a show called the 100, where they trying to live in space, right? They telling everybody the earth is polluted, things they said, but they trying to live in space in these artificial systems. That's what Esau trying to get to, that artificial system. That's what that AI is a demon, man. They trying to get to that digital system, right? So they think that's gonna be their way to continue forever, right? But in order for them to be able to push their ways on the people, first they got to get rid of your rights, and that's what that martial law gonna do. It's gonna get rid of the Constitution. Your rights gonna be gone. So therefore, everything that goes on now is what they says and what it's gonna be. They want to be like God, man. Scriptures also say as well. They want to be like God, man. It's how to exalt about anything that's called God. They want to be in control of all of it, right? Then they get their system in, right? Let's go back to it. Once they get their system in, now they can do what they want. Now let's come out with the MOTB. Now let's tell them they can't do this. They say no man should buy or sell. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing without the chip. Oh well, y'all was going crazy around things. That's it. So we gotta put order on. We gotta get order on all this chaos. Right? We gotta get order in this chaos. So therefore, you gotta have this chip so we can know where you at, so we can number the people, know what you doing, right? Being able to track you when you go here, you go there, right? They want all these things, right? So at verse 16, right, it says, Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For the work shall say, because Esau done turn everything upside down, right? And I got this right here in my notes, man, right? Esau turned things upside down with all they lying. The whole society is a lie, right? It says, Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing formed it say of him that formed it, he had no understanding? So how can the Most High created everything? Whom resisted his will, right? Everything they're doing, right? The Most High set for them to do this. It's all prophecy, but they don't have the spirit to understand that. They don't have the spiritual eye to see that as well. That's why they so prideful and boastful. So you ain't gonna find no sincere men in this truth that's prideful, boastful, because we understand it's all the will of Yahweh Shem Shah. We're blessed. We're blessed, man. We're overly blessed to be able to have this role we got in this movie, to understand this knowledge, to understand this truth, to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, to be able to see these evil things, to be able to see these wicked things, and to be able to separate from through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. Right? It says, it is not a very little while. Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned to a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as the forest. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see of obscurity and out of darkness. And you kind of start seeing that. You kind of start seeing, like, the brothers are showing videos. You seeing Jake them seeing it. I was one video the brother had brought up. It was Jake. He was telling, like, hey, don't go out there. It's all a setup. Start talking about martial law and all that, right? But in the times come, once Most High expose these things, we get into the kingdom, right? As times begin to unfold, Israel gonna start waking up and gonna start seeing it. oh, those prophets was right. Because if you go up, Isaiah, when you go up, it's talking about the people who the Most High put them in the spirit of deep sleep. But as these times come and as these troubles come, people gonna start waking up. People gonna start seeing. But those prophets wasn't lying. Those prophets, matter of fact, let's get this in NLT. Let's finish it in the KJV, then we'll go to the NLT. Right? It said, at verse 19, the meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth. Slacky. That lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Right? Let's go to NLT. Right? Because you're going to see, man, right? The ones who've been seeing low, the ones who've been seeing cruel, the ones that have been making evil doers, the ones they've been despised down here in this kingdom. Hey, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last, man. It's high time, right? It's time for Israel. It's time for our turn. It's our turn now, man. This place is going down. This place is over with, right? Let's see. Isaiah 29 verse 15 says, "What sorrow awaits those who try to hide their plans from the Lord, Yahweh, who do their evil deeds in the dark? The Lord can't see us," they say. "He doesn't know what's going on. How foolish can you be? He is the potter, and he is certainly greater than you. The clay he's certainly greater than you. The clay should the created thing say of the one who made it, he didn't make me. Does a jar ever say the potter who made me is stupid?" Come on, man. Right? It says, soon and it will not be very long, the forest of Lebanon will become fertile and become a fertile field. And the fertile field will yield bountiful crops. Right? Because in time come, it's gonna be brought up. We're gonna get into the kingdom and everything gonna be righteous, man. Right? It says, in that day, the deaf will hear the words. The ones who caught up in the ways of this kingdom, the ones who caught up in the ways of this thing. When this place is brought down and the kingdom is brought up, everybody gonna be in righteousness. Righteousness is gonna be instilled in us. Right? It's gonna be in us. Right? It's gonna be our inward parts. It's gonna be in our hearts and minds. There ain't gonna be no more sin, no more unrighteousness. None of it. It's gonna be a righteous kingdom. It's gonna be a happy place, man, forever. Right? Daniel 2:44 tell you, this kingdom shall stand forever. Nobody coming to rulership after we come to rulership. This is the downfall of their kingdom. That's why they trying to get this secret agenda, and they trying to fight for their eternity, man. They want their houses to go on forever, right? It says, in that day, the deaf will hear words read from a book, and the blind will see through the gloom and darkness. The humble will be filled with fresh joy from the Lord, right? That's the humble. That's so Simeon in this truth, man, with humble and humility, right? The poor will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel, because we don't taste after the rich to find things of the world. We sit back and wait on Yahweh Shai. And that time, because we even happy now seeing these positive things we feel. We happy. We don't care about no tip. We don't care about what we're going to eat. We're not worried about that. Because we know we're getting close to our deliverance, and we know we're getting closer to the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. Right? He said the scoffer will be gone. The arrogant will disappear. And those who plot evil will be killed. Right? And this goes to the wicked Jake. It's also mainly Esau, Edom, but wicked Jake as well. All those wicked Jakes who was caught up in the way, scoffing and mocking things of that such, it's judgment for them. But Esau, Edom is big judgment for them, man. It's big judgment for them. All Israel will be brought into the kingdom. They just got to be judged first. 2/3 got to be cut off. And they're going to be reborn again into the kingdom, man. Right? So, going from there, right? Let's see. I'm going to say Psalms. I'm going to hit 55:21 real fast, right? Psalms 55:21, it says, the words of his mouth were smooth than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were drawn sword. And that's their whole objective, man. Like Trump fooled them. Trump got them fooled. Isaiah 32 tell them, man, right? It brought shame upon them. All that happiness vote, Trump, all this thing, that's much. They confused, they tricked them. That's why he said, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Those sincere men in the truth that let they wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, they see these devices, they see these tricks that Esau try to put out. They can't trap us. They can't get us in there, man. We not fools. We not giving in to those wicked ways, right? We stand out the way of them people. But they got the people. They got them confused, right? They got them confused with their words. Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Trump had everybody happy when he sent that stimulus check out. And when he trumpet off, he gonna send that stimulus check. Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get this type of money, I'm gonna make this. Man, he came in and did the total opposite. And what he did, and as soon as they went to rioting, what he do? Call the military out here. I'm telling you, and yet they were drawing swords, man. In his slucky, it says the words of his mouth were smooth and butter, but war was in his heart. That's who they are, man. Right? So let's go from there. Let's go to Psalm 64. And I start at verse 1. It says, to the chief musician of Psalms of David, hear my voice, O power, and my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Who's our enemy? Yahweh Shai, Ashlaki. Who's our enemy? Esau Edom, man. Right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Who's that wicked? Esau Edom, right? They tell me hide me from that secret counsel, right? The Illuminati, the illuminated ones, right? Those ones behind the scene telling Trump, hey, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, right? Ultimately, we know it's all the Most High, right? But this is that secret counsel, right? You don't see who. They got this whole thing set up. It's all going according to their plan right now. They sitting back laughing. Oh, they finna do a big protest today. Yeah, this might be our move that we can get the army to go out and do this, and then we're gonna tell the army to let them feel like they fighting a little bit. Then we gonna martial law. Then we gonna break it down on them for real, right? It says, for the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whip their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They may shoot in a secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, right? That new world order, that evil matter, right? That new world order, they trying to get it in, right? He says, suddenly, it's like they consume of lying snares, probably those traps. And this one of those traps right now. Get them out there to protest. Get them out there so we can get martial law in. Then boom, that evil matter, man, right? It says they say, "Who shall see them?" They know Jake. They know Jake pressure points. That's why the biggest threat to this new world order is who? It says, "Simeon in his truth." What the scripture says is going to be a great insurrection for those who fear the Lord, right? For the ones that Simeon in the truth, it's going to be a great insurrection for the ones who fear Yahweh Shai. They finna come down hard on them, but we stand focused. We enduring it because we understand it's prophecy. It says the devil shall come upon you with a great wrath because he know he has but a short time, man. He running out of time, right? He running out of time, so that he just finna cut up. But we know, hey, go ahead and do what you gotta do, cause you over with, man. We looking at him laughing. It's like as if he on fire trying to walk. It's like in those movies where the person still shivering and scared, and the person burning up, and the person walking towards him. He trying to get to him, and next thing you know, he just fall on his knees and die because he cooked, man. He over with, right? And he know it. He know he over with. Why he trying his best to get to us, but he can't because we protected by Yahweh Shai, man, right? It says they search out iniquities, they encompass a diligent search, right? Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So that's that secret agenda, man, right? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. They put these things in ways that you won't be able to understand. They got your mind in the uproar right now, so you're not even being able to see that they're tricking you, confusing you to get out here and do this and do that, right? You see who they messing with. People don't even understand that. That's the northern kingdom who they messing with right now. They're Israelites, man. So they uproaring Israel right now, so they can come out with an agenda to combat Israel, right? It says let's cut them off from being a nation. They're trying their best to get at us, man, right? But the sincerity and the truth, we not falling for it. We're not getting out there, right? We're not going for it. But they get their mind upward, get them out of, you know what I'm saying? Getting them geeked up, so they gonna go out there and fight, cause they know that's in the nature, right? They know that's in the nature of what they gonna do. The men who move out the flesh, right? The people, men and women who move out the flesh, you know that's the nature of what they gonna do. So they trick them, and we can get them riled up, or we do this, right? It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They consume of lying traps. It's like a snares is trap. They consume of lying snares privately. One of those lying snares is what they're doing right now, right? They say, "Who shall see them?" They know you ain't gonna see them. We got their mind confused, got them geeked up right now. They ain't gonna pay attention to what's really going on, man. Then when we send them martial law in there, that's gonna make them. When we send the military in there, that's gonna make them even more upward. They're gonna make them want to fight more. Then we can institute what we really want to do. The chill, things of that such. So you gotta see these secret agenda, man. You gotta see these things, right? Let's see, right? This is Matthew 10 and 16, right? It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpent and harmless as doves, man. Come on, man. Because why? Revenge is of the Lord, man. Romans 12 and 9, right? Revenge is of the Lord, right? I want to go to 2nd Ezra 4, right? And verse, let's see, 26, right? It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. Because the more we get into this book, the more we learn this knowledge, we get more happy because we see these prophecies being fulfilled. We seeing the time, we seeing the end coming, right? He said, for the world hasteth away. The world hasteth fast to pass away. And we think it might be to us that we've been out here long, like, dang, you know, especially the brothers who've been in the truth for a long time, it might be saying, man, you said this gonna happen, you said this gonna happen, it ain't happened yet. But hey, it's really moving fast, man. These things are getting wrapped up. These things are coming, right? So you gotta be prepared. You gotta prepare yourself through the Spirit, right? Let's say right here, I got it right here in my notes. We think it's slow ending, but the kingdom, we think it's slow, but the ending of this kingdom coming fast. We see the prophecies coming to pass, right? Esau think they unstoppable, man, right? Let's see. I want to go from there. I want to go to Ephesians real fast. Ephesians 6 and right here. Verse 13, it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, right? And the evil day is coming, man. Once Jacob trouble is really instituted, man, it's on and popping, right? And having done all to stand therefore, having your loins grit about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. So you want to move in righteousness, man, right? It says, and your feet showed with the preparation. Want to prepare? He said, your feet show with the preparation of the gospel of peace. What is that peace? This knowledge, understanding the truth, understanding in due time we're going to be delivered, man. Right? It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Right? And there's one on right now. We got that faith. Hey, this prophecy come to pass. Hey, I got big faith that now we know we get closer and closer to the kingdom, man. Right? You know, we get closer to the kingdom. Right? And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, Hebrews 4 and 12. This word cut deep. You know how I just answered that count. You know how big it'd be if instead of protesting, we always out on how people return to Yahweh Shai, start listening to the prophets. We know ultimately is all the doing of Yahweh Shai. We know the truth's only for the elect. But if y'all was out there calling on Yahweh Shai, calling them people them higher ups to be back there, eyes big as hell, confused. What's going on? Why you not going crazy? What's going on? Nah, right? That's why it says, right, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, man. This is our sword. This right here is our fighting tool. Right here, this truth, man. Right? It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, man. Right? And we know that Israel is the saints, according to. I always get it's Psalms 148. I always get 147, 148 confused with giving us laws and commandments. Yeah, the saints is 148, right? Let them praise the name of Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent, and his glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, a people near unto him. In 147, right, 19 and 20 is talking about him giving the laws and statutes to Israel and having dealt with no other nation, right? But we're those saints, man, right? Beginning with Yahushua, King David, then the elect, and on down, man, right? I had another quick precept I wanted to hit real fast. It was just on my mind. Habakkuk. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 1, right? And it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am through, right? So the Most High gonna supply the prophets, right? He gonna supply the prophets through his Spirit, and they would teach it until the fulfillment in the truth. Once again, Amos 3 and 7, right? It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write this vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run with it that readeth. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry, man. Right? Look, right here. This is the reason why people air in this vision, because they have, it's like they air in the truth because they had no vision. Uh, so I can bring up, I'm going to find this precept right quick. Man, come on now. Ah. 29:18. It's like, excuse me for notification. This Proverbs 29:18, right? They can't see the vision of these things, right? It says Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he, right? Because we envision these things, man. We envision these things. We see these things, right? This is where we see the kingdom. We see the hardship things we got to go through. That's why we endure it, right? He said, for the vision is yet set for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. And it will not tarry, man, right? It's going to come, man. It's set to come, right? And you see these visions happening now. You see these prophecies happening now. You see them coming to pass, man. But the people don't have no vision, right? The people perish. They don't see anything. They don't have faith. Hope. Faith is things. Hope. It's like, I'm bringing it out. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Right? We know that Yahweh Shai gonna come and say. We know that Yahweh Shai gonna bring that vision. He told us, and the Most High is not a liar, man. Right? What is that? Romans 3:4. Yahweh forbid, yeah, let Yahweh be true and every man a liar, as is written, that thou might be justified and not saying, that might overcome when thou art judged. Most High not lie. Most High is not lying. He been told us he gonna revenge us. He gonna go and fight for us. He told us this is the righteous thing to trouble them that trouble you. We know these people gonna go through this. So what? We gotta endure these things that we're set to go through. Well, that's why we gonna and he told us we gonna overcome these things. How we gonna overcome these things? By being in the spirit, getting out of this world. He been told us depart, for this is not your rest. The people out here trying to fight for nothing. There's nothing to fight for. Depart, for this is not your rest. It leads you to a soul destruction. This place is going to be destroyed, man. But ultimately, what? The elect is going to, ultimately, this truth for the elect. And like I always say, man, more and more as you grow into this truth, you see that more and more, because you see how dumbfounded and simple and lost the people is. They out there going crazy, but it's everything the Most High said. All this evil things going on, the Most High is putting those left hand spirits out on Esau, Edom, and our enemies to get these things done, right? But he that shall endure to the end, right? Let's see. Well, William, we can end with that, right? Matthew 24:13, right? It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. You got to endure to the end, man. You got to endure to the end. It's going to be hard, so it's going to be pain. You got to be wise, but you got to be aware of these secrets and agendas that Esau trying to throw out and put out, right? But the one that's enduring to the end, stand to the spirit, because the devil is coming, man. Like I know I said it's going to be last one, but another one hit me real fast, right? 1 Peter 5, and I'm starting at verse 5. Right? It says, likewise, ye young. I like to read it in NLT. Matter of fact, so I want you to see verse 9 in the NLT. Right? This is 1 Peter 5 on down. Right? And we can end with this one, Lord willing. Right? It says, in the same way you who are younger must accept the authority of the elders, and all of you dress yourselves in humility as you relate to one another. For Yahweh opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So humble yourselves under the mighty power of Yahweh Shai. And at the right time, he will lift you up in honor, man. Humble yourself. You're not bigger than the program, man. You're not supposed to be able to skip over all this pain and hardship that's coming. Endure it, man. Right? Romans 8:18. For I reckon the suffering of this time is not compared to the glory in front of us, man. Lord, roughly paraphrasing. The kingdom, man. Stay strong, right? He says, give all your worries and cares to Yahweh, for he cares about you. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil, which is who? Esau Edom, man. Right? Esau Edom is the devil. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. You got to stay focused. You got to stay in it. He coming at you in all ways, man. Especially that spiritual wickedness in high places is coming in all ways. And they trying to get you as your mind running and going around. They throw these things. You got to stay focused. Got to put on that whole armor as we read in Ephesians 6, right? It says, stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your family of believers all over the world is going through the same kind of suffering you are, man. You're not alone in this thing, man. It's a similar in the truth with you. No, Brakatham, Yahweh. This is a man. Shout out to the whole fleet, man. It's a similar in the truth. We gonna overcome this thing, man. We gonna fight this thing, right? We ready for Yahweh to come destroy this place, right? Most I said we gonna get the last laugh, man. We gonna get that last laugh. We're wise to all these secret agendas and traps they trying to put out. We ain't falling short to it, right? It says in his kindness, Yahweh called you to share in his eternal glory by the means of Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. So after you have suffered a little while, he will restore, support, and strengthen you, and he will place you on a firm foundation, man. Right? Come on, man. I finished with verse 11. All power to him forever. Amen. Peter's final greetings, man. Right? So in due time, we're going to be exalted. That's why you need to stay focused and stay in the spirit, man. Because Yahweh Shah is going to lead you. He said, in that day, take no thought for what you shall say, what you shall eat. Man, it will be given unto you, man. The Father Yahweh, by Hashem, in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shah is going to lead us and guide us, man. So you got to be aware of these secrets agendas and get out the way of this world, man. So with that being said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and exalting. Right now, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the Hopeful Let, start with the 144,000. Shalom.